Are you afraid of being discriminated? Do you imagine the impact it would have on your life? Well, the truth is, we must all face reality. This is why on this brand new show, I am here to break the silence. I am not looking at your eyes, I am looking into your eyes. Through My Eyes with Jemima is where I unpack all the big social issues, tough, heartbreaking, sad, but fun too. Every Wednesday, you and I have a date at 18 hours right here on Facebook.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome on the first episode of Through My Eyes with Jemima. This is a show that is aimed at discussing multiple complex pressing issues that young people tend not to talk about. And today on the first episode, we are talking about self-possessed. And I am glad to be joined by the national queen, Miss Zambia 2020, Vanessa. Welcome, Miss Vanessa.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, to start with, who are you?
Well, I'm down to earth. I'm loving, very friendly. I'd say I'm outgoing. I don't know if you could tell. I'm a public relation student, currently pursuing it from NIPA.
Okay.
Pursuing my degree, that is. I advocate for mindset change among youth in our community and our country at large. I have a deep-rooted passion for victims of sexual abuse, and I'm aspiring to do projects around that, helping victims of sexual abuse. So that's basically it. I'm a Christian, by the way.
Honestly, yeah.
Thank God it's Friday. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, nice. So, you are a national queen. You are our current Miss Zambia. Where did you come from? For you to be a national queen, it means you've had a long way for you to get to where you are.
Well, growing up, I have always wanted to be a model. Not necessarily a beauty queen. I've always had some sort of interest when it comes to modeling. And it's very easy for people to accept that around you because of your height or just how your body is, your body structure is. And I'd have a lot of people saying, no, you should try it. But then, I felt like growing up in a God-believing family, my mom and my parents rather, they never really felt it was fit for me to become a model. They thought there should be more to it than just that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna be interested in this anymore. I think let me focus on other things because I'm being kept, and this is how they want to raise me.
You have no option because
and then after I was at school, I was pursuing public relations, my diploma in public relations, and I had one friend who really, really wanted to support me. He said, you know what, you have to go for Miss Zambia, you have to do something. Try Miss Universe Zambia. I actually auditioned for Miss Universe Zambia in 2018. Was that 2017? I'm not quite sure. And I made the cut to top 20.
Oh,
but
nice.
Then, I was being very rebellious then. I didn't tell my parents because, I was thinking, they're going to stop me, they'll discourage me, so I'm not going to tell them, I'll keep it a secret. And I was in school, I was still studying at that time. So I remember I had traveled, I had gone for like a study break. I was like, I'm lagging behind in my studies. So if I'm going to take up this pageant thing, at least I have to do what my parents sent me to school to do, But then if I'm lagging behind, it's not gonna sit well with me if I pursue the modeling part of it and then, go back home with becoming a model when they took me to study public relations.
Exactly.
So, it was unfair for me. It wasn't who my parents raised me to be, because I'm supposed to be honest with what I want to do. I'm supposed to be honest with them about my plans, So at that time I felt very overwhelmed. I had to decide between studies and pursuing that, And the time that they had called for the first meeting, I was actually in the library. I'm studying, and I had to talk to God. I had to break down. I said, you know what, God, these people are saying if I don't attend this meeting, I'm out of the competition. And now I'm studying. I'm only not going to attend that meeting because I'm studying. So if it's your will that I shouldn't be in this, then you know what, let me let it go and let me be at peace with that decision.
Exactly.
And that's where it's important to prioritize all the time. It's important to prioritize what really matters most in that particular moment. And I knew that I had to pursue my studies first before I pursue what I want to do. Then time came when I had to individuate my wants and my needs from what my parents wanted for myself.
Yeah.
And even when I went for Miss Zambia, I didn't know. My friend just called me like, Vanessa, just get up and go. Let's go and just dress up. Don't even worry about anything. I'll get you there. Just go there and answer all the questions they're asking you. That's all I need. And you know, I was just like, okay, fine. And I ended up going there. She believed in me so much.
Okay.
She believed in me so much and was with me every step of the way. But still, I didn't tell my parents.
All right.
Again, I was rebellious. For at least till I made the cut to top 16. And then I was like, okay, now it's getting real. Let me tell my parents about what I just did.
Yeah.
And you know, I told them and they were very supportive. So, you know, in the end, I just felt like, oh, they really just wanted me to finish up with my school first.
Yeah.
And then I can do what I want to do. Because you know what, as we are growing up, we need to learn how to make our own decisions, and parents need to trust us with the decisions that we make. If it's a mistake, you learn from it.
Exactly.
You learn from it. So, yeah, apparently it wasn't a mistake.
Amazing. So, as we get into our topic today, which is self-possession, you just spoke about your friends calling you to say, Vanessa, right now you just need to prepare yourself. Yeah. How did you gather up your confidence? Were you ready for the auditions?
I was not.
But
I was not.
That took a lot of confidence.
It did. It took a lot of stepping out of the shell because I just felt like I'm not really doing anything at the moment. And you know, this person has really been believing in me. And she's never given up on me because every other time she'd hear their auditions, she'd be there calling me.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, no, I can't make it. I would just lie about it. But I'm like, Vanessa, no, you know what? Go for it. Just try. You'll never know if you don't really try.
Yeah.
So just go and try and see where it's going to take you. And I didn't think I was going to be called, you guys. And then they just called me top 20. I'm like, okay, top 20, it's okay. And then as time went by, top 16, I'm like, oh, okay, wait a minute. And you know, there's something about what Miss Zambia did to me. It was like molding me into who I really wanted to become.
Yeah.
It never really took away my aspirations. It was just like adding to the kind of person I want to become, the kind of woman I want to become. So I just felt like it was right. It was right that I should take up that particular step in my life. And you know, it took a lot of courage because a lot of people who were in the competition, some girls who were in the competition, had been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
So they know exactly what to do, and I'm there, and you'll be.
And there she comes.
I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just not looking at other people.
Exactly.
And I'm thinking, you know what, the greatest competition is just myself.
Yourself.
Because I have fear to overcome. I have a lot of things that are going on in my head that I have to, like, you know, overcome, you know. So looking at the next person was only going to bring me down. It wasn't going to build me in any way.
Yeah.
So it was just about me. It was me versus me.
Okay, so you seem to be so passionate about sexually abused victims. What are some of the projects that you have been working on as Miss Zambia?
Well, currently I'm working on something. It hasn't been launched yet, but I actually took the privilege of partnering with different organizations, not just those ones that focus on mainly on sexual abuse, but different other things. That's how I even got a hold of you, because mental health and mental illness is nobody is immune to mental illness.
Yeah, true.
You know? And this is something that people struggle with each and every day. And it's also it's also around sexual abuse, you know, because there's the trauma that you have to face after it as a victim.
Yeah.
So I felt the need to partner with people like you. We stand together and make a difference in our society, in our community,
Yeah.
the world at large.
Yeah, true. Amazing. So, just coming back to how you got to reach me, why are you so interested in what I do, or why did you get interested into what I do? To be precise, mental health.
Yeah, like I said, nobody is immune to mental illness. And a lot of people nowadays think it doesn't take much to lend an ear. It really doesn't take much. You don't really have to say anything. Just listen to someone's story, and help them pour out what they're feeling. It kind of helps them, you know, redefine themselves. The fact that they let something out of their chest, and there was someone to listen, that is enough. You don't necessarily have to give advice all the time. And you know, I was just I was touched by the fact that, you know, you're very interested in helping people who suffer with mental illness. I mean, I have read your story and it's very inspiring, and I just felt like, you know what, these are people that I really need to partner with, because we also struggle. Everybody struggles with this. I also have my own struggles. Like every day, it's a battle that you have to face every day. You have to be strong every day. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm an overcomer, I am brave, I am bold. You have to recite all those things every day, and not a lot of people are brave enough to do that.
Yeah, sure.
But when I came across you, I said, this one I'm holding hands with.
You are, honey.
This one I'm holding hands with, because we have a journey to embark on, and it's going to change a lot of people's lives.
Amazing.
I believe so.
You know, I feel this conversation is becoming too deep.
Well, too deeper.
So, looking at you being a self-driven person, you are a beautiful young lady who's self-driven. You seem to be very determined and very focused, and you are a young lady. What has really been your greatest strength as a self-possessed young lady? Because being in your shoes as a national queen, Mrs. Zambia, trust me, I'll be parading myself like I am the true queen.
You know what, God? Like, there's a verse in the Bible, guys. I mean, yeah, I believe in God, but I don't know the verse exactly. I would lie, but there's a verse in the Bible. If you all know it, you'd probably direct me. It says, "God blesses the humble and resists the proud."
Exactly.
So for me, I really feel like it's not really about how you the kind of people, the multitude that you carry along with you just because of who you are. Like, I mean, the brand that you're carrying, but the kind of person that you are. Honestly, if as the kind of person that I am, I touch one life in a day, like just one life in a day, then I've done so much. Like I'll be gratified, because I've helped one person, and they know who I am truly, like from internally rather. And they know who I am, and they've been touched by my story, and they've seen life in a different perspective, and they're much more optimistic after listening to my story. That's more than enough for me, than carrying an entire big multitude because of the title. That's not how it's supposed to be. So I didn't really step into this thinking it's because of the title, and you know, because I have the crown, people will know me. It's about what I want to do. That's why I say I have a deep-rooted passion for helping victims of sexual abuse. If I'm able to tell my story, and people will feel inspired to, oh, Vanessa actually is a victim, and she's carrying her crown, and she's standing strong, then I should also step out of my shell and go ahead. So if someone can think like that, if I can inspire someone like that, well then, I'm a champion.
Amazing. Vanessa, coming back to our topic today, we're discussing self-possession. And you know, we have a lot of young people, especially young girls, young girls that have low self-esteem. You know, they're just not confident enough because of the things that they have gone through. Do you think self-possession is an important thing in one's life?
It is very much so, especially in young ladies, especially in a woman just is supposed to be self-possessed rather. It's important to stand your ground, to know who you really are, and make peace with who you really are, make peace with your past. You know, the past does not define us, surely, but it plays a huge role into the person that you are now and the person that you're going to become in the future. It plays a huge role. It's all dependent on who you want to become. If you want your story to be told, oh, she's been like that her whole life, she's just been like that, dwelling in her small space. Like, you know, we all have greatness within us. We all have greatness within us. And it takes you to overcome your fear to show the world how great you are. So if you're going to be stuck in that shell, because I was also, we all have battles that we struggle with.
Exactly.
I've had my fair share of my own, you know, and stepping out of this shell was hectic. I needed God, I needed my family, I needed my friends. That was enough. But you know, what was even more than enough is just the fact that I will wake up, look at myself and say, hey, you're going to get this, Vanessa. You're brave, you're bold, and no matter what, you'll have learned. The entire journey, the entire Miss Zambia journey, I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what, even if you don't get the crown right, you'll have learned, because you've learned a lot of things from these young ladies as well, who are aspiring to be queen, who have different plans. You have learned a whole lot from just, for me, it was like a mentorship program.
Oh yeah,
mentoring
amazing.
me. They were mentoring me, and you know, I'm glad for that experience. So it's very important that one knows, one is truly confident from the inside.
Yeah.
One has made peace with themselves from the inside. I'm telling you, you won't even have to say anything. People will just see that you are confident enough to overcome anything. You know.
Yeah.
So it's important that young ladies should actually be self-possessed.
Self-possessed. Amazing. Okay, so you've mentioned there was a day you woke up and looked yourself into the mirror. Do you think speaking affirmations to yourself is important? Does it contribute to you being a self-possessed person?
It does.
How?
You know, I was just recently actually, because these things happen from time to time. Sometimes you look like you got it all together, but in the morning when you open your eyes, you're just like, what is this? what is going on? Through? Yeah. You know, it's very important. But then, you know, I sat down, I'm like, you know what, sometimes you have to do things that make you happy. Do little things that make you happy. You know, make yourself a cup of tea. You know, make it wholeheartedly. Like, make it for yourself. Do things for yourself that make you happy. No one around you is going to beat that. No one around you is going to shake you. You know what I mean? So if you stand tall, look at yourself in the mirror and say, you're beautiful, you're bold, you're brave, you can do this, you've got this. If you can say that to yourself, even if the next person says that, that won't faze you, because you know that you've got all it takes. So it's important, because a lot of people around have like negative energy. Not everybody want to see you happy. They'll be like, okay, yeah, I know what you want to do, but it's always about like, no, don't bring that to me. So if you know your capabilities, if you know your ability to pursue something, go for it. Talk to yourself first about it. The people around you won't have anything to do. It's you. It's inbuilt. You know, it's daily affirmations, positive affirmations will fuel your drive each day. Yeah. So it's very important.
You know, right now I feel like you are speaking to me, you are preaching to me, and I'm speaking to myself. I'm like, just take up the show, it's yours.
Oh, really, Jemima?
Okay, so do you have any future plans of continuing with your modeling journey?
I do actually. I don't know if I would really want to venture. I would really want to take up another pageant thing. Like I don't know. For the future Miss Zambias, I think I would like to be there for them. For like emotional support, especially. Like I'll support any other way I'm supposed to. But emotionally, I feel like I really want to be my sister's keeper in that part. Because you know, there's a lot of things that we go through. I've had Wangala has helped me a whole lot. You know, sometimes you just sit me down, what's going on in your head? Because you know, you're bearing a huge responsibility. There are a lot of people who are looking up to you. And you know, COVID happened, I couldn't really facilitate activities around what I really wanted to do. So that was kind of weighing heavy on me. And you know, the fact that Mangala had to sit me down and say, what are you going through? How are you feeling? You've seen what's going on around you. You've seen the responsibilities you're supposed to carry. And you're limited because, you know, of what's happening as in the country, worldwide rather. Yeah. So how is that affecting you? You know, that kind of made me feel like, oh, okay, there are actually people who care about how I'm feeling, other than someone who's just going to be there. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this. Like somebody who's actually going to sit down with you and advise you like that. On what I want to be like that for the future. For the future Miss Zambia. Yeah, I would like to mentor. Like, you know, like I said, it's a mentorship program. I'd like to take up that torch of mentoring young ladies, you know, especially when it comes to this pageant world.
Okay, so coming back to you mentioning about COVID, there was a time you were supposed to travel to represent Miss Zambia, and everything was just cut off, everything went quiet, you didn't travel. What exactly... Obviously my viewers would want to know what exactly transpired, but that's not really important. I would want to know, and also help them know how you handled the situation. That was during COVID time period, and here is you, a self-possessed young lady. Did you have low self-esteem in yourself?
It was crazy. Oh my God. Tell me about it. It was energy draining, because, you know, this moment you wake up and you're like, I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to represent Zambia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to have your mindset has to be in order. Like everything around you just has to be in order. Your mindset has to be, okay, this is where I'm going and this is what I'm supposed to do where I'm going, because you know the whole nation, a lot of people are rooting for me, so I can't let them down. And then there's a part of you that's, you're like, am I really going? Am I really going to do this? Am I, you know?
Can I make it?
There was that, yeah, can I make it? There was that as well. Trust me, those things happen. You can stand here and say, yes, I am. But then there are those times when you're just feeling like, wow, there's a whole lot of people who are rooting for me, and I'm like, you know, sometimes it would be it's always been very encouraging. But then there are times when you look at what's going on, because you know, there were reasons as to why I didn't go. There were reasons beyond, circumstances beyond our control. You know, the travel ban happened, the visa, I delayed to get my visa, like a whole lot of things were happening at once. So the time that they just told me you're not gonna go, I didn't. Usually I would cry, I would let it out, I would cry, I would just be like, just leave me alone, I'll be good. But this time around, it was different. I was even wondering, I'm like, well, I was telling my mom, I'm like, how come I haven't cried? How come I haven't really, I just went, yoga is good, guys. Yoga is yoga is something spiritual. And I had to be strong for everyone. My family had contributed massively. It was amazing how they showed support. My friends showed me so much support. So I was just like, how will I even sit down and say, you guys, I'm not doing what happened, and you know, and all of them were like very supportive and understanding. I said, you know what, it's God's timing is perfect.
Exactly.
So you just sit and wait. Just
you know, I remember when I saw the information on Facebook, I took a screenshot and I sent it to you. The way you responded, I could tell that you were not okay, and trust me, I felt really bad.
Yeah, no, I wasn't okay. I wasn't. It was one of those. I felt like I don't even want to be on social media right now. Like I don't even want to talk to anybody. Like I just, don't ask me about what happened, because I also don't know. It just happened. But like if you start making me feel like, no, but why? But why? I'll just feel like, look, I've already made peace. I'm really trying to make peace. I'm trying to be strong for myself. I'm trying to be strong for the entire nation, the entire people who were there rooting for me, you know, making sure I go. So you don't, if you come asking me what happened, crying with me,
you don't solve the thing.
No, it won't.
Amazing. You have a great story with you, a great story,
so much,
and
Jemima.
You are an inspiration to a lot of young people, young girls. I think you should start up mentorship classes where emotional support is concerned.
You are so right. I should actually.
Yeah, you should.
I should consider that. Because you know, like we said, mental illness is anybody can have it.
Sure.
It's just depression. Depression is real.
It is.
Depression is real, and there are a lot of things that depress a lot of people in our generation nowadays. Social media, just trauma, traumatic. There's a lot of things that really affect young women nowadays. And you know, if we can sit down with them and say, you know, at the end of the day, it's always you versus you.
Exactly.
We get depressed because we're always looking at the next person. We get frustrated because we're always looking at the next person's blessings. Don't you know that if God is blessing the people around you, then you're next?
Yeah.
You're probably next.
And you know, I think that is something that people don't really realize. You know, there's certain people that just have this negative energy. When God is blessing the next person, you feel you're being left out.
Left out. Why?
Like really.
Like your time will come.
Yeah.
Your life is different from theirs.
Exactly.
How are you even able to sit down and think just because they got their blessing, yours isn't coming? Nah.
Amazing. So before we go, Vanessa, I let you go because I keep on enjoying, you know, your story. And before I let you go, there are some of our viewers out there that have been battling with low self-esteem. What advice can you give to them? What encouragement can you give to them for them to let go of that low self-esteem, the self-pity that they have because of the things that they have gone through? You know, actually, some people have been sexually abused as we are speaking.
Well, I will tell you a cute short story. I am probably the only huge, fundamental reason why I'm passionate about victims of sexual abuse or working with victims of sexual abuse is because I was a victim, because I'm no longer, I just let go of those chains.
Yeah, you made
and
peace
I'm
with the past.
redefined. Yes, and I'm redefined because the person that used to go through all that trauma, the person that would just curl up in the corner and feel like they're not accepted by society is long gone. And you know, like I said, there's always going to be time for you to individuate your wants and your needs from other people's wants and needs for your life, because you will have a say over your own life. You know, and it is time to step out of the shell, because you know what, nobody is perfect and nobody has it easy. Everybody is battling with something. But if you will sit on your gift, if you will sit on your greatness because you fear that people won't accept you, what kind of a life do you really want to live?
I doubt if you have a life actually.
So you don't really have a life, because you're just curled up in a dark room feeling pity for yourself, and where is that going to take you?
Nowhere.
Where is that going to take you? So you know what? Like many others, people have very inspiring stories. Many of these great people around the world have inspiring stories where they had to battle with something. You really need to battle with something, and it's okay. And it's really okay, because when you overcome it, you really have a story to tell. Everyone who's on top has a story to tell. They'll say, this is what I had to go through and this is what I had to overcome. So if that person can do it, then you can do it too.
You can do it too.
Yeah,
true. Amazing. Wow, this has been a very emotional episode. I have been speaking to Miss Vanessa, our current Miss Zambia, and we were discussing self-possession. This is your show, Through My Eyes with Jemima. Don't forget to tune in every week, same time here on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you.